Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Lex and today I'm drawing Yoshi. Yoshi happens to be my favorite Mario character. Maybe because he's a little green dinosaur and he runs around and eats things and he's just adorable. He's just so cute. And I can admit I am not much of a gamer. I have tried. I've given an honest attempt at gaming. But patience. Patience is not my strong suit. At least not for games, not for a lot of things. I can sit down for 4 hours and draw. No problem. Like him, he took an hour, which isn't that bad. But a lot of my other things will take a lot longer. And I can sit down and draw, but for some reason, gaming or pretty much anything else, I just cannot. I prefer to spend my time outside, fresh air, running around, and drawing Yoshis. Occasionally, I guess. And while I was drawing him, I did decide to take a different approach. I outlined him, his line art was outlined, and I thought it would make my life way easier. But it didn't. It made my life way harder. He probably should have only taken about half an hour to draw, if even that. Because I've gotten a lot better at digital art. It used to take me a long time to produce very crappy things, but I've gotten a lot better in the time that I've been practicing. But yes, when I outlined him, I thought it would make it harder for me to overshade or overdo the boundaries. It more just got in the way, so I will not be using that method again anytime soon, at least not for this type of art. Look at his cute little eyes, he's so cute. Look at that snoot. Deserves a boop. You can kind of see how those outlines got in the way there. Not my favorite. It might be good for other line art sort of art, but I haven't done that in a long time, and I haven't put any of it on YouTube yet either. I decided to make him happy. He's such a happy guy. Crow's feet don't always mean you're old. Again, I left out putting in a different colored background, and so when I'm drawing in white there, I don't know if I'm actually getting the background or not, or if I'm covering all the space in his cheek pouch. So, something to watch out for, because when I change the background at the end, of course I miss some spots. Completely normal. Just one of those things, I'm a little slow at learning, I guess. When I started drawing this guy, I realized right away that I was using the wrong brush. I used the same brush for this guy as I do for drawing fur. And I was thinking, I should probably change it, but then I decided no. Time to commit. And so I committed to drawing with my personal fur brush to try to draw like smooth skin, because although he's a dinosaur, he doesn't have a single scale on his body. Unless you count that shell on his back. Some people think it's a saddle, other people think it's a shell. My personal opinion, it's a shell. But yeah, and my fur brush was definitely a challenge. For sure, because you don't get that smooth look, at least I don't, when I use that brush. A lot of people think that it's the brush that creates the effect, but it is entirely up to the way that the artist is using it. It's all about wrist movements, applied pressure especially, because when I use this brush, it kind of has more of a sketchy feel to it, but other artists I've seen use the same brush, and they get really smooth feels. I don't know how in the world they do it, but it's all in the way that you use it. It's not the brush that makes the art, it's the artist that makes the art. Simple as that. I love to see the change from when I only had a couple of layers going and he was all base colors, no shading, to now. Super cool transition. Just to see how realistic or just how much depth you can put into something just by a little bit of extra shading. Because, his feet, still pretty plain, but the rest of him, it's getting there. And I did contemplate giving him scales, just to make him look a little more dinosaur-like. Dinosaurs, a lot of them actually had feathers, fun fact. But I decided to stick to his character model more so. I didn't want to stray too far from it. So he stayed scaleless. And even though he had more of a rougher texture, I actually really liked the outcome. It's unique, not a style that you normally see Yoshi drawn in. So I rather enjoyed it. And look I never realized how human-like his hands were. Never realized, I guess I never just paid attention to him when I was playing. And I found that I usually struggle with normal human hands, but cartoon hands are fun, and they're rather easy to draw. Why? Not entirely sure. They're not exactly simplified. I mean, you have all the fingers still, and you still have the same placement of the fingers, but something about them was just a lot easier. When I was doing his rough sketch, went by like a breeze. Well, if I was drawing normal human hands, probably would have taken me quite a few times to get it right, or at least semi-right. I struggle a lot. Oddly enough, the hardest thing about this guy were his shoes. Shoes. Why? I struggle with shoes so much too. I don't know why. I do love myself a good pair of shoes though. But, there's something about him that I just have a really hard time drawing. And it's not the shading, it's more just the way that they're formed, ? Weird stuff. There's always something to keep you on your toes though. That's for sure. Do you think he'd have normal human feet? He has normal human hands. So, do you think Yoshi would have normal human feet? That is a weird thought. I did not ever think about that until just now. I really hope not. That'd be so weird. And when I began to create the background, I was expecting to draw him like jumping over a green turtle shell or a red turtle shell, something like that. Preferably green. Green is such a good color. Though red's my favorite color, so weird. But I drew a cloud, and the clouds were addictive, so I just went with it. And I enjoyed it. I know he can only fly a little bit, but you know what? He's doing his best. He is catching some air, and he's a happy guy. As this video winds up, I would like to thank you guys for watching. You've made it all the way to the end, so thanks. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and like it, and I'll see you in the next video. See you, bye.